The forgotten history of Wales, the British Empire's first victim. When we talk about the British Empire, we often think of its expansion across Africa, India, and the Americas. But before England looked overseas, it first conquered its own backyard, Wales. Was Wales the first victim of English imperialism? Let's uncover this forgotten history. The conquest of Wales, 1277-1282. In the 13th century, Wales was home to powerful Celtic kingdoms like Canada, Powys and the Beaubarts. Unlike England, which unified under one crown early, Wales remained divided, making it vulnerable. King Edward launched his first invasion in 1277, and by 1282 Wales had fallen. Lilian Grufford, the last independent Prince of Wales, was killed, and England imposed Grufford, the last independent Prince of Wales, was killed, and England imposed brutal control. Massive castles, Caernarfon, Canwy, Celtic, were built to dominate the Welsh people, while their laws, traditions, and language were suppressed. But the Welsh never stopped fighting. Rebellions and resistance. Owain Glyndwr revolt 1414-15. A legendary Welsh leader, Glyndwr declared himself the true Prince of Wales. His forces captured castles, set up a Welsh parliament, and held off English forces for years. But after 15 years, his rebellion was crushed, and he mysteriously vanished. His fate is still unknown. The Tudor Connection, 1485. Ironically, Henry Tudor, Henry VII, born in Wales, defeated Richard III to become King of England. Many hoped he would restore Welsh independence. Instead, he passed the Acts of Union 1536 and 1543, officially making Wales part of England, erasing its status as a separate nation for centuries. For centuries, Welsh identity was suppressed. The Welsh language The Welsh language was banned in official settings, and even in the British Empire, Wales was rarely acknowledged separately from England. Wales and British Empire. Thousands of Welsh soldiers fought in British imperial wars from India to Africa, yet their contributions were rarely credited. Welsh coal and steel powered Britain's industrial revolution, but the wealth remained in England. In the 19th century, children were punished for speaking Welsh in schools, a practice designed to erase their language. Wales today a nation that endures. Despite centuries of oppression, the Welsh language survived, and today Wales has its own parliament and a growing movement for independence. But even now, its role as one of the first victims of English expansion is often overlooked. Should Wales be recognized as the British Empire's first victim? Was its history erased on purpose? Let's discuss in comments. Like, share, and subscribe to uncover more hidden history.